Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure.
So, do we think she is going to be surprised?
Sabrina. Hi.
Hello, Adrian. Hi, Adrian. Hi. How are ya? Good. Come on in.
My son Rob, he just turned 13 years old. He is in 7th grade in a middle school. He currently is in a regular ed classroom, which consists of 4 regular education teachers and a resource teacher. For Rob, one of his biggest challenges is eye contact.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure.
He makes very little eye contact. However, what we discovered in the educational setting is that when a teacher is giving instruction, if he is looking at that teacher, he processes nothing. We've noticed that when we are out at social events and someone greets him and says hello, he'll make the initial eye contact to say hello, which does not come naturally. But then to have a back and forth reciprocal conversation, the eye contact is not there. If the eye contact is there, he doesn't know where to pick up in the conversation and to reciprocate with a question. When his eyes are roaming, he can have a completely appropriate conversation.
So, anytime we're ready, we can start talking about,
All right.
you know, RDI.
Relationship
Development.
intervention.
The theory behind RDI is that you work on engaging individuals in not necessarily eye contact, but what we call referencing.
And the point is that we don't look at each other and say, look at me, look at me,
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure.
right? Because what's the point? If you look at someone, usually it's for a reason.
And hopefully that reason is a motivating, fun, and engaging reason.
Because some kids' brains are wired differently. Some kids don't get excited looking at people's faces.
In fact, individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder have brains that work so differently that researchers have shown that So here's a thought.
Imagine
How much
information
you miss
when you don't look at someone's face.
being in a classroom, the teacher is talking, you're looking at a pencil.
Or even on the playground. Kids may be calling you to join in, and you're focused on the sand or the rocks.
All that information about body language and how much that conveys meaning. People who don't look at people, people
Who are people?
miss all that information.
And so it's our job to teach them that there's more to looking at things than
Meets the eye.
popcorn. So we just wanted to say that RDI is a fun and engaging way for kids to learn eye contact for a reason.
And initially some of the activities are very new and novel, so you will see, or already did see, depending upon how I edit this piece, 2 students who are holding our hands. We're each working with 1 student at a time. We hold hands, we're looking right at the students, we're trying to encourage them to nod yes, and when they do, or at least when they look toward us and acknowledge us, we run to the bean bags and crash. It's pretty fun.
It's a lot of fun.
high five! Woo!
And they learn that, wow, there's something magical about referencing another person.
And you may have seen us do some of these activities in your classroom. So if anything like jumping from dot to dot, ugga ugga, run and crash, if any of those activities sound familiar, switch seats.
Switch seats.
Those are all based on the premise of encouraging students to localize or sort of look at the individual that they're interacting with for a fun and engaging purpose.
Eye contact, very important because all of our kids have difficulties with eye contact.
So in my classroom this year, I have a lot of students with visual impairments, so eye contact for them is not something that's possible. So
My impression of eye contact in children with autism is that it's not as important to me that they make eye contact.
You need to look and listen with your whole body. So we do a lot of pictures and talking about whole body communication.
in order to keep their attention, I like to make sure their bodies turn towards me and that they're able to auditorily, hear me.
It doesn't mean that they're not listening if they don't make eye contact.
Their heads turned, and that's how I can really tell if they're paying attention and tending to the task.
Sometimes I find with trying to force the eye contact on them, they can't focus on my language and what I'm saying, that they're too busy looking at my eyes and my mouth and what all this is doing rather than focusing on the language piece. My lovely husband, eye contact, he would love I look and not speak.
Let's erase that.
That's my spiel about eye contact, I think.
Perfect.
We're here in the green room
No,
at
no.
the Oscars.
It's really the red carpet area. Oh wait, hang on.
Red mat. Whoa.
Red mat area.
Just to say that this is the last installment of the Popcorn Chronicles.
We want to thank you for your rave reviews, particularly,
Rave reviews.
Acting,
Particularly the star.
I'm hoping that this could be an entry in short film documentary.
That would be great. That
Yeah.
would be great.
That would be great.
And we hope that you found some of the tips helpful. We hope the format was engaging instead of just one person, me, because it was my project, lecturing to you. We had our fine friend Peg acting out
And some guests.
and some guests.
Deborah Giss, Don Cowart,
The principal. So
What do you think?
that's it.
That's it? Time for popcorn? Oh,
Say
good
good
night.
night.
Good night.
Say good night, Dan.
Good night, Dan. Ah!